What's going on, guys? Got another breakdown video for you today with Everett Kuykendall, aka Cookie. And we're going through the same 4 lower half phases. Starting with the drift. He's definitely got a drift here. Really generous drift, might even be a little too much. But let's go ahead and look at the drop phase now. And it looks to be maybe a little bit of a drop, but really not too much. I think mainly caused by how big the drift is. Let's go ahead and go into the rotation phase. Got foot plant. Really good spot right here. Really good job. Does a really good job of rotating the hips here. The indicator here is, how do we know our hips are rotating in the landing? Is to look at the belt. That's going to be our indicator here. We look at the black belt. Hips are closed here. You can see that black in the belt. Before we go into landing and bang. Now we can't see it. It's pointing towards the catcher. That means our hips are rotated. Another way you can tell is you can look at that back foot. See how it's already flipped over. That means our hips are rotated in the landing. Our shoulders are back. And our hands in a good position at 90 degrees. Really good spot right here. A+ right there for a rotation phase. Now let's go ahead and go to our lead block. Looking at our front leg. Bang. Really good. Really good job here at the lead leg block. I want you to look at that left leg as we go and rotate into the throw. Watch it extend and stabilize right there. Really good. A+ for both rotation and the block phase. So I think what we're mainly going to be looking at here with Cookie is his drift, because I think it's a little overly aggressive. And what does that mean? What does it mean to have an overly aggressive drift? So what we want to do in this phase is to have just a slight drift to generate just a little bit of momentum, but we still need to be under control. I think when you start to have a little bit too much of a drift, you not only lose the power in that back leg, but you also start to rush down the mound a little bit if you're not careful. And so what's happening here is we're getting a little overly aggressive with our drift here. And we're not able to load the hips, we're not able to load the glutes and kind of produce any type of force from that back leg, and that's kind of inhibiting our drop phase. Toward now at handbrake, we're already halfway down the mound. Now we got to speed up for our arm to catch up so we can be on time at foot strike here. Now Cookie's an exceptional athlete, and he's able to get into a really good position at foot strike. But I'd say before that, what would need to happen is to tone down the drift a little bit. I want to see a good loading phase to where maybe we're right here, and now we can engage the glute. Now we can drop into that back leg and use that force to be able to rotate into a more powerful, stronger position into the throw. Because everything from right here in this frame and past is perfect. Wouldn't change a thing. The rotation, the block, it's all really good. So the only thing that I would suggest is adding more power. And I see 4 to 6 miles an hour just in being able to figure out, how do I load the hips, how do I engage the glute, and use it to produce force down the mound so I can rotate and fire with more power.